This is a true story submitted by Facebook user Yasmin and is told from her point of view. Many people's idea about elves are nothing close to what I believe them to be. Yes, they are magical, supernatural beings, but not how they are made out to be in pop culture. Elves to many people are elegant, soft-spoken, and slender, but to me they are something more sinister. And my belief is based on my mother's words and years of odd experiences. Growing up, my family and I heard voices throughout our house, saying unintelligible things that no matter how hard we tried, we couldn't quite understand what they spoke about. Perhaps these voices weren't even speaking a language that any human race could perceive, words that our human minds couldn't register. These oddities had driven my mother to do some research on the internet. She was bound on doing a cleansing for the house, or an exorcism of sorts, but we didn't even know where to begin. What started as disembodied, incomprehensible voices in our house escalated into stranger things throughout the years. And we didn't know what to do, so we just lived with it. It became our life. All we could do was familiarize ourselves to the kinds of otherworldly things that, strangely enough, existed in this world of ours, that existed in my house, and were lurking within the dark shadows around us. I was only a child, but I was already beginning to get desensitized to it all. My mother saw someone in the kitchen one day, and of course, our brains always tried to contact logic first, so she thought it was just my dad at first. But the figure in her eyes was vague. She only saw half the body. It was then that she was reminded that there were other unusual things living in our house with us. That half of a body she was seeing was not her husband's. When I was 5 or 6 years old, I saw it too, or another one perhaps, a pitch-black figure in the front yard. Me being the curious kid I was, I approached it. But when I got closer, it was gone. Not gone for good, however. Every so often, for as long as I was living here, the figure would pop up in my vision. Once, when I was having dinner, I saw it again. This time it had a strangely childish, playful demeanor, which strengthened my belief that it was, indeed, an elf. Another time, when I was 9, I got ready for school and was having my breakfast when I heard footsteps on the staircase. But of course, there was nobody there when I looked. All things considered, I believe in the unseen, and I believe that some mythical creatures exist, despite how pop culture depicts them. I believe what I saw was an elf. I wish they were what the movies portray them to be, but I know them for what they truly are. This one is based on a true story told by someone I know. It is late past midnight and a group of friends are hanging out, cracking senseless jokes. For many, those are the staples of the fun young days. Unfortunately for this group of 4 teenage girls, they're going to be thinking twice when hanging out past midnight again. These 4 girls are sitting around in their hostel room, having a fun time. Hours pass and one of them decides to take a shower before hitting the sack. And if one girl goes, all girls go, so they all gather their shower items, towels, change of clothes, etc., and they all leave together. These girls aren't rascals, so they are being considerate when walking the quiet hallway, lowering their voices, stifling their laughs, chuckling quietly, shushing one another if the other's too loud because, as far as they know, everyone else in this hostel is sound asleep. Most lights are shut, everywhere is quiet. The downstairs hall is where all the facilities are, the cafe, the gym, and the shower where they are headed. And just like everywhere else, the entire hall is dim lit. Only enough lighting for people to find their way around in the case of someone being awake around this time. So they make it to the twin doors of the shower, and when the doors open, the doors squeak, and when they close, they bang shut. These heavy twin doors are not quiet in any way, and this is an echoey place, so every slight movement can be heard. But now they are in a space where they can talk, laugh, joke, wrestle. They can do it all loudly. In the shower, there are cubicles, so every user has their privacy. While talking, each girl enters a cubicle neighboring one another and they continue conversing while bathing, raising their voices so that they can be heard over the pitter-patter of falling water. One of them cracks a joke, all four of them laugh, but then, just a beat too late, a fifth laugh joins them from outside the cubicles. Ha 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 ha, and it nearly sounds just like that too. A laugh without a grin. Someone learning to laugh but failing. Someone trying to imitate them but who can't get it right. And all four girls know that that voice does not belong to any of them. Unsure of what to do, they remain silent for the remainder of their baths. When one girl turns off her shower, the others follow suit, and they all wrap their towels around themselves, and they all exit their cubicles at the same time. All in silence, they dress up, eyeing every nook and cranny of the entire shower. They see nobody else and no occupied cubicles. The tiny sense of relief is just about catching up. Whoever it was must have left, one girl says and opens the doors. And when the doors open, the doors squeak. Whatever sense of relief is lost. Shaking in their shoes, they start walking ahead. When the doors close, they bang shut. There was nobody with them.